everyone. Good evening and welcome. I'm Ramona Arena. I'm going to be your host this evening. The Great Overland Adventure is a journey of passion, of exhilaration, of joy, of exploration, and the journey is one of incredible proportions. The concept actually began with a really small idea, and it found incredible support from Mercedes-Benz, the first ever world drive of this magnitude that started from India and ends in India.
Drive through life, destiny, roads unknown.
These guys are doing something quite historic.
Across 6 continents. Over 60,000 kilometers in 6 months. Six drivers stitch the world together through one great journey.
So we are now inside the Eurotunnel train, which will transport us from France to UK.
And we're finding there's a lot of connection between India and Morocco.
So this is it, the Transfiguration Highway.
Oh man, this drive is incredible.
Viva Las Vegas!
It is the first time that we have snow on the Great Overland Adventure.
The Great Overland Adventure is on the move.
The Great Overland Adventure. Doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? Well, the drive is at its halfway mark, but we've just taken a little break. So we've already covered 3 continents. You know which ones they are? Europe, Africa, and North America. And that leaves us with another 3 to go. And I think now it's time to meet the 6 men that I am incredibly jealous of. Sirish Chandran. Dhruv Behel, come on up. Ausef Chako, or he's otherwise known as Off-Road Chako, please come up on stage. Ishan Raghav. Bala. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Siddharth Vinayak Patankar.
Thank you, Ramona. Thank you, all of you, for being here. It's great to have you here with us. This is something we've been wanting to do right from the time we conceived the Great Overland Adventure. The whole idea was to always find ways to share that story and the experience with all of you, besides what we were putting on the internet or on television. So this is great. It's wonderful to have you all here. And thank you, gentlemen, for being here as well. We wouldn't have been able to do any of this without all these people here, all the people behind the scenes as well, and of course, a special thanks to Mercedes-Benz. Couldn't have done it without Mercedes-Benz. Sirish, it's nice that it's all kind of happening. It's all been unfolding the last few months.
Well, slowly and steadily it's been unfolding, and it's been a fantastic journey. Right from the first time we had dinner in Pune and you talked about being a part of the drive and what do we do, and it's been incredible going to places that you've always dreamed of going to, following in the footsteps of your heroes. It's fantastic. What could a motoring journalist ask for?
Yeah, it's true. It's been, we sort of pinching ourselves every now and then. Off-road Chako, you got to do your off-roading bit, even on this one.
Lots of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're going to sort of maybe share some of that later, but that wasn't the only thing you were looking forward to.
For me, it was a dream come true. Yeah.
But then there have been so many surprises and things we didn't expect. Ishan, we had lots of those on our European leg. And you, of course, I mean, did so much more of it than the rest of us did.
True, I think for me it began from the first day onwards. Landed into Istanbul, straight onto the Bulgaria border, and yeah, 8 hours right there. So yeah, that is interesting. It sort of went on from there on.
Not all good surprises, some bad
Not
ones
all,
too.
no. But yes, some of them were very good. We got to see some fantastic places, great food, and of course, that amount of driving, that's some task.
Some of the hidden gems, that's what's really nice. I mean, you know that, oh, this place is famous for this, or I must try this food here, or whatever. And then you suddenly come across this little restaurant and it serves you the most fabulous meal you've had in a long time. Bala, you know, when we talked about doing this and we, you know, first started conceiving which places we should go to, you got a little bit of a surprise as well. I surprised you with that Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg moment. That was special.
Completely unexpected. I never thought I actually will go all the way because my first leg was from Istanbul to
He doesn't mean
Vienna.
going all the way with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Let me just clarify that. All right, go on.
Little secret dream there, Bharat.
Yeah, we're talking about things we always wanted to do.
Meeting Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, just to see the excitement levels. These are professional Formula One racing drivers. And, you know, when you ask Lewis Hamilton, the first question, what do you think of the adventure? His reaction is, you guys are crazy to do something like this. You know, this is a Formula One driver who drives at crazy speeds, you know, and the best part is we asked him what his style of driving was. He likes to drive very, very slow. And yeah, it was interesting to just, you know, speak to them and talk about their love for adventure.
And of course, it was wonderful when they sort of autographed the cars for us. And everywhere we went after that, we kept telling people, oh, look, you know, Lewis signed that, Nico signed that. That was great too. Something we never got tired of, and something that never got old was the number of people who had reactions of all kinds to the fact that the steering wheel was on the other side. Because pretty much everywhere we've gone so far, except for the UK, there's not been a single right-hand drive market. And the best reactions, I think, were in the US.
Yeah, in the US, they were convinced that they had put it on the wrong side by mistake. So we had to tell them that Mercedes-Benz doesn't make those kind of mistakes.
We had people overtake us on the highway in the US many times going, you know, like double glance saying, really? Something's wrong with that picture. So, so let's, I guess, follow the chronology of our drive. We started from the plant in Pune, where the cars are made, and drove the car out of the plant, literally, off the assembly line. I mean, that cliche was for once true. And after that, we headed across to Mumbai, and the cars got onto a plane and landed in Istanbul, and that's when the real adventure began. So at the very start, first leg, Dhruv, you were there. Anything special that stood out for you? You guys had quite a blast in Istanbul.
We had a complete blast in Istanbul. It's such an amazing, vibrant city. It's buzzing with life. And I mean, of course, we saw all the sights, but for me, the Herman Tilke designed F1 track in Istanbul was just phenomenal. And what a way to start the GLA adventure than by taking it onto the racetrack and driving it to within the skin of its teeth.
All right,
it was
so
great fun.
What he's talking about, let's take a look at a little glimpse of that.
Istanbul Park, I have to say, completely blew me away. It far exceeded my expectations. It had elevation changes. It had blind corners. It had flowing corners. It had, of course, turn 8 with its 4 apexes. It had long straights followed by nice flowing bends with elevation changes. There was like a reverse Laguna Seca corkscrew, which was great fun. And the GLA handled everything that was dished out to it.
Wow, I mean, You know, I have to share something with you. I think some of you may know this already. We did something for the first time ever in the history of Indian television anyway, where we actually debuted or premiered the show on the big screen at the PVR Director's Cut. And this reminded me of that because this was from episode 1. And I still get goosebumps. I mean, just watching this first episode unfold just meant so much. And the fact that you saw the GLA, of course, I mean, it's not the ideal car for any track, but it just did so well on a track that after we heard about the experience that Dhruv had, I think everywhere we went, if there was a track, we took the car on it. So a lot of tracks, right? I mean, even in the US, we went on to a track, and the whole idea was, I think at Le Mans, they went onto the track. It was fun, discovering all these different racetracks.
Yeah, and I just want to thank Bala because that's the only Istanbul Grand Prix I've ever won. So that was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, just taking my job as a commentator seriously because you didn't let me drive, I guess.
Anybody want to ask Dhruv anything?
What was the most challenging part of your adventure so far?
You've seen all the really glamorous, glitzy, really nice stuff, but there was a lot of really, really long hours, not sleeping very much, reaching your destination sometimes in the wee hours of the morning, but lots of caffeine and lots of sugar. So I think we pretty much all have one thing in common after GLA adventure, we all have diabetes, because there was a lot of sugar intake over the course of the adventure.